What's going on, family? You back in the lab with Abru, man. We got one today. Well, I'm seeing a lot of videos with Trump say he pretty much taking Greenland. He's taking it. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. He said he need it. He's not gonna wait for Russia and China to take it. So by him taking Greenland and going against NATO, will that throw us in war? Will that throw us in war with the world, World War III, and will that cause a rift or throw us in war with NATO? Let's get into it.
One group taking your threats very seriously is Greenland. Are you still thinking of military action there, or is there anything they can...
Where? Military
Greenland. Greenland. Is there anything they can offer you for a deal?
If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will. And I'm not letting that happen. If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will take Greenland. And I am not going to let that happen.
Is there any deal they can offer you? Either like...
Yeah, sure. I'd love to make a deal with them. It's easier. But one way or the other, we're going to have Greenland.
Are you okay if that compromises NATO? If NATO effectively ceases to exist?
I've done a great job. I'm the one that saved NATO. I'm the one that got them to pay 5% of GDP. Wait a minute. It was 2%, and they didn't pay. Now they're paying 5%. I'm the one that saved NATO. You wouldn't have NATO if I weren't president.
Would you pull the U.S. out of NATO? Would you consider doing that?
Well, maybe NATO would be upset if I did it. Maybe NATO would save a lot of money, but I like NATO. You know, I just wonder whether or not if we needed NATO, would they be there for us? I'm not sure they would. You know, we spend a lot of money on NATO.
Yeah, I see a lot of NATO countries, UK, France, they all sending the equipment and soldiers to, according to the media, sending them over to Greenland. The Danish is also sending their soldiers to Greenland to defend if the United States invade Greenland. But let me tell you something. I think NATO needs the U.S. I don't truly think the U.S. need NATO. That's great to be a friendship and great that we got bases all over the place and access. But the money, we spend way more money on NATO than those other little countries, not little countries, spend on NATO. So do we need NATO or NATO need us? We'll see. But Trump said he's getting ready to, and then I see what he has told the generals and told other operation centers to prepare to invade Greenland. So let's get into it.
Trump has just ordered the U.S. military to prepare for action against Greenland. Yes, within the next few days, the United States could potentially launch military operations in Greenland. After this order, tensions between Europe and America have dramatically escalated. Denmark has openly warned Washington. If the U.S. carries out any operation in Greenland, Denmark will retaliate. Danish forces have begun deploying additional troops to the island and placed all units on the highest level of alert. NATO has now stepped in. The alliance has announced full and unwavering support for Denmark. As usual, leave me a follow for more global news.
So Denmark said they will retaliate against the United States, which would be a big mistake. Even though all those countries is part of NATO, will the United States go to war with Europe? Because that's pretty much how it'll be set up. You know what I mean? Britain, UK, France, Denmark, Germany, pretty much going to war with Germany. So war with Europe. So we'll see how that plays out. I do think Trump gonna go in NATO. I think it's gonna be days, maybe weeks, but I don't see it happening months and years. I think Trump last year, President Trump, let me get it right, President Trump, he said in January when we first got in office of 2025 that he was talking about taking Greenland at that point. They was talking about buying them, but now he's talking about just taking them. So I think that was a soft setup last year. He said, well, let me just throw this out there and see what people think. And now a year later, I think this is real. I think he's going to go in there and invade and just take Greenland. Like you say, they don't have no military, but Danish people, Denmark is willing to defend them, but that'll be just like Venezuela going against the United States. It'll end bad. Let's go to the next one.
Going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
When he said that, right, when Trump came back and said, we could do it the easy way or the hard way, that reminded me of Fleece Johnson. Y'all know the videos that Fleece Johnson talked about in prison, where he was talking about he was taking men and talking about, well, you could do it the easy way or the hard way. Trump telling them pretty much, let me pay you. He want to cut a deal, so I think he's saying, let me buy this, let me take this off your hand. The Danish and Denmark saying, hey, it's not for sale. We don't want no parts of it. We want to keep Greenland. Trump saying, hey, man, I'm going to take this thing regardless, so let me just give you some coins for it. Let me give you, this is like somebody who's going to steal your car as soon as you park it, but they telling you, hey, man, let me cut you a check for $5,000, $10,000 for the car, because I'm going to take it anyway. So it's up to you to whether you take that check or you go in the military and let them take it. So that's what I think this thing is lined up for. And the big question was, why is Trump want Greenland so bad? And they were saying that President Trump said that because he's not going to let Russia and China be our neighbor. I don't think Russia and China will take Greenland. I just don't think they will, but who knows, man? Who knows what happens on that upper echelon of politics and politicians. What we get through the media is the bare bones, bare minimum, man. We really don't know what's truly going on. But I do think Greenland will be invaded within the first few days or next few weeks, but I don't see this thing lasting no longer than that.
People are trying to figure out, why does Donald Trump want to annex Greenland? I have the key. Stop thinking about the facts. People are looking at Arctic and minerals and things like that. It's none of that. Denmark has already said the United States can have all the basic rights at once. It can have mineral rights. Danes have been willing to give the U.S. all these things, and we had dozens of bases in Greenland in the past. We're the ones that closed them down. No, the key to understanding it is Trump has said that he feels psychologically it would be better if we own it.
We are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not. When we own it, we defend it. You don't defend leases the same way. You have to own it.
Remember, he's a real estate developer. He doesn't want to lease. He doesn't want to rent. He wants to buy. That is the key to understanding why the United States seems poised to break up the NATO alliance, the most successful, longest-term alliance in human history.
But like I said earlier, do we truly need NATO? As a veteran, do we truly need NATO, or NATO truly need us? It looked like the United States put in hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, to NATO. So do we really need them, or they need us? Just asking.
We don't take Greenland. Russia or China will take Greenland, and I am not going to let that happen. Greenland should make the deal, because Greenland does not want to see Russia or China take over. They don't go there. It's very far away from Greenland. And Greenland, basically, their defense is 2 dog sleds. Do you know that? You know what their defense is? 2 dog sleds. In the meantime, you have Russian destroyers and submarines, and China destroyers and submarines all over the place. We're not going to let that happen.
In the meantime, are you going
And if it affects NATO, then it affects NATO. But, you know, they need us much more than we need them.
Trump do not misspeak. He gonna say exactly what's on his mind. President, he don't care. Does it hurt your feelings? He don't care what you think about him. He gonna tell you what's on his mind, and what is in his heart gonna come up. That can be dangerous, but at the same time, I respect people like that. I need to know, give it to me straight. I'm a person who wants you to give it to me straight. I'm a straight shooter. Tell me directly. Don't beat around the bush. So I kind of like it. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people can't stand it. A lot of people think he's rude, obnoxious, sexist. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know President Trump. You know what I mean? But I do like him being direct with his words. And whether it hurts your feelings or not, oh well. More people need to be direct like that. Let's just be honest. They need to be direct like that.
First time since Donald Trump has been in office, first time and second time, we're worried. Very. Yeah, we're thinking they're going to invade us in the coming week. Is that what we're looking at? And do like a blitz invasion like he did in Venezuela, so nobody can see it. And of course they know we don't have any military, so there's probably even no need to shoot, right? We were discussing, should we take my stepson and the old lady that I know and the few family members that we have here and move them to Denmark just in case. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm almost crying. I don't want to leave. I think that Donald Trump is crazy enough that he would put his special troops, the few that he, as a president, has the privilege to deploy without Congress. So I hope the rest of the world, including maybe Ireland, will try and tell the American people nobody wants it in Greenland, and please leave us alone. We're peaceful people.
Now, the United States used to have bases in Greenland. We shut them down. 30, 40 years ago, we shut them down, maybe even longer than that. But we did have bases, military bases in Greenland. And I guess it wasn't profitable or practical to have them there. I'm a big believer of any time the United States invade or go into a country, there's an interest there. Could be the minerals, could be, you know what I mean? But Denmark said the United States can have all rights to the minerals. They can have what they want. They do not want to give up Greenland. And then we just heard the CNN analyst say that Trump is a real estate man. He want to own something, not lease something. So, and you defend what you own. So it's definitely a bigger interest than just Russia and China there, for my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I can see that the people are afraid, they're scared over there. But that's how the world always ran, man. The big bank always took the little bank. The bigger militaries always defeated the smaller military, unless it was Vietnam. That's another story. We ain't gonna go down that route. But that's how it always been. That's how society always ran. Survival of the fittest. And just on a smaller scale, just look at gentrification. Did the big developers come in there, build stuff, raise property taxes? Mama Joe, who been living there her whole life, her house been paid off, now she can't afford it no more because the property taxes still went up. Big bank will always take little bank if they truly want it, if there is a invested interest there. So it's something in Greenland that the President Trump and the United States want or need, and they're willing to go in there and take it, just like with Venezuela. You know what I mean? There's a lot of oil down there, and maybe some minerals down there. And who else know why they're there? But hey, we don't go unless they're vested interest in that particular region. Let's get to the last one. This dude pretty much told Trump to F off and all kind of stuff. And I'm gonna give my commentary on this particular video here, this last one. But man, this is kind of, dude was a little brave here, but I ain't mad at it. Speak your mind, partner.
Trump, off. Dear President Trump, listen very carefully. Greenland has been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years. It's an integrated part of our country. It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand. Mr. Trump, off.
It is not okay in this House of Democracy. Thank you. Regardless of what we think of Mr. Trump, it is not possible to use such language.
So my man said, Mr. Trump, F off. He said that. He said it with his chest. Now, Trump is two people petty as hell in this United States that I would not mess with. I would not even entertain them because they're so petty. They're willing to go to the ends of the earth to destroy you. And one, that's Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Goddamn 50 is petty. I ain't mad at 50. 50, I ain't mad at you though. And Donald Trump, Donald J. Trump. Them two cats petty, bro. They would go to the end of the earth to get your ass. So this dude told President Trump to F off. Man, you never know what could be coming. You never know what type of repercussions that President Trump gonna send at that cat. You know the man petty. We all know Trump petty. And then he's willing to show you big bank take little bank. He's willing to show you the cojones he have and talk about you. Remember he called was Senator Cruz's wife ugly? I'm like, how you gonna call that man wife ugly? And you remember he even talked about my governor, the governor Kemp in the state of Georgia. Kemp, they said, man, I had to go down there and holler at President. Hey, President, man, we got to come and step in Trump, man. We got to talk, man. But hey, do you think we're going to be at war pretty soon? I do. I think the United States will be at war pretty soon, whether it's Greenland, whether it's against Europe, whether it's against Russia, whether it's against China. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but we are invading and talking about invading and talking about stepping on a lot of the smaller countries, especially the countries that's surrounding us, like Cuba. They're talking about now going to Cuba or waiting for Cuba to fall from the oil that's supposed to be coming out of Venezuela. Talking about Greenland. They already invaded Venezuela. Now you're talking about Mexico. So do we think that we'll be at war soon? I do. I think by the summertime we're gonna be in some type of full-fledged conflict. And maybe with China or Russia. Who knows, man, right now. So I tell people, man, the best thing you can do right now is to prepare yourself. I'm gonna do a show tonight saying that we're worried about the wrong things because I'm still seeing the news flash talking about the Jeffrey Epstein files. We're worried about the wrong thing right now. You know what I mean? I can care less about the Epstein files. I can care less about all these other countries. What you should be caring about is I'm gonna talk about it tonight at 8:45.